Hello, welcome to Stackable, your all-in-one solution to building stunning websites with the WordPress block editor. In this video, we will show you what's new in the Stackable Inspector UI. The Inspector is where you'll find many of the customization settings for your blocks. To open the Inspector panel, click on the Settings icon on the top right corner of the WordPress block editor. Upon opening the inspector, you will see three tabs within the block setting: the Layout tab, formerly the Block tab, the Style tab, and the Advanced tab. Let's go through each of them to see the new settings that have been added. In the Layout tab, you will find all the customization settings related to the layout, size, spacing, and alignment of your columns, blocks, and content. Let's take a look at the new Layout tab using the Columns block. You may have previously known this as the Columns Container block. In the Layout panel, you will see an option to increase the number of inner columns within the block. Following this, you can now adjust the individual widths of each column. You can select from the preset widths, or you can manually adjust the widths on the slider to your liking. You could only do this before by dragging the size of the columns inside the content area, but now it is also available in the inspector. You will also now see a setting for column arrangement, where you can change the order of your blocks. The numbers here represent the block it corresponds to as it appears on the page. Column arrangement was formerly hidden away in the Advanced tab, but now it's much more accessible. You can now easily adjust the inner column spacing, column gap, and row gap from the Layout tab. As you can notice, in each control, you can see a responsive toggle, which means that you can have different values for tablet and mobile screen sizes. Over here, you will see the option to select your block and content width. The block width option is the same as the block width toolbar option, but we added it in the inspector because it works closely with the content width. Let's explore more of the new settings in the Layout tab using the Inner Columns block. Inner Columns is now the new name for the blocks nested inside the Columns block. Select the Inner Column block, and in the Layout tab, you will see a section with settings for Inner Block Direction, Inner Block Justify, and Inner Block Alignment. These are Flexbox controls for your inner columns. Below this, you will see a slider to adjust your inner block gap and a toggle switch to align last block to bottom for convenience. With Flexbox controls, you can now choose from horizontal or vertical for your inner block direction. Then you can use the Inner Block Justify controls to set the spacing between your inner blocks. Next, you can align your inner blocks using Inner Block Alignment. You can manually adjust the inner block gap to add space between your inner blocks. As you can see, if you hover your cursor a little longer on the options, you will notice a text label appear that can help you choose the settings that you want. Next, you have the Block Size and Spacing panel, which contains the size and spacing settings related to your block. Following this, you will now see a Container panel in the Layout tab. Toggling it on will enable the design settings in the Style tab, while on the Layout tab, you have the size and spacing settings for the container. Together with changes in the Stackable Inspector UI, we're introducing visual guides to make it easier for you to visualize and lay out your columns, blocks, and content when building your page. When you hover over some of the layout options, you will see visual guides appear in your block. These visual guides will help you know what the option does when you use it. You will also see visual guides when applying margins, paddings, and column spacing, so you can better see and adjust the space surrounding your content. Now let's check out what's new in the Style tab. The Style tab is where you'll find all the customization settings related to the design of your block, such as backgrounds, typography, borders and shadows, and other block-specific settings that can improve the look of your block and the elements inside it. Let's take a look. Most of these options have not changed and have been available before. The majority of the changes have to do with organization of the options, where the most relevant options would be at the top. In terms of reorganizing controls, the Style tab is where you can now customize your container. When you toggle on the container in the Layout tab, the style settings for the container will appear in the Style tab. When it is turned off, the container settings will disappear, but whatever design you have added to your container will still take effect when you turn it on again. Adding borders and shadows to your block and container can still be done on the Style tab. For blocks that contain a text element like the heading, the Style tab still houses the typography panel, where you can change your font, the color of your text, and other typography options. Lastly, let's take a look at what's new in the Advanced tab. The Advanced tab is where you'll find more customization settings to take your block's layout and design to the next level. The Advanced tab has barely changed. The most notable change is that in container-type blocks, such as the inner column block, you can now find the link panel here where you can enter a link or turn on the lightbox setting. In this video, we've demonstrated the new changes in the Stackable Inspector UI. Most of our changes have to do with reorganizing the options, segregating them into layout and styles. We've also introduced some new and much-needed options, such as Flexbox controls and a new Lightbox feature. In addition to this, we've made it easier for you to lay out your blocks with visual guides. We hope you enjoy this new way of building fast, professional-looking websites with Stackable. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more Stackable updates, tips, and tutorials. You can also join our Facebook community or visit our website for more information. We'll link them down below.